Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then hi, my name is Erica, and today I'm going to talk a bit about the situation between Not Another Housewife and her husband, who is a troll. A YouTuber that used to go by the name DIY with Dean, but now he goes by the name of Hack of all trades. But so if you don't know about this situation, I did make a video about it last year, which goes into the issue of him doing blackface and his joke about Gabby Petito, which was tasteless and disgusting. But anyway, so Not Another Housewife is another commentary channel, but she is married to this guy, Dean, who does a lot of really disgusting content. He calls himself a troll, and Marissa, Not Another Housewife, also calls him a troll and justifies this vile behavior as trolling. And we're gonna get into a bit about why that's problematic in this video. The first thing, though, I want to go over is another commentary YouTube channel, APOC, released a statement about alcoholism not being a disability, and that is untrue. Under the ADA, alcoholism is considered a disability. So I do not co-sign him making fun of alcoholism or anything, but I will say right now, alcoholism is not an excuse for vile behavior. No amount of drugs or alcohol could make me do blackface, because that is disgusting. As the Romans used to say, there is truth in wine, meaning what you do and say while you're drunk is something you're probably thinking when you're sober. So if when you drink you become a racist or an abusive piece of shit, then that is who you are. And I don't really care what people say about that, because your behavior is your behavior no matter what. You are responsible for your behavior, and the problem here is that his alcoholism is being used as like an excuse for this behavior when it's not. He still needs to take accountability that he hasn't taken. Now I'm gonna go into a bit of the accountability he supposedly took. So I saw the apology video last year. I could not find it this year, so I'm assuming it's deleted, which would automatically make that apology void. Because if it's no longer there, if people can no longer view it, that means you're no longer sorry. That means you no longer think it's important and you don't want to be associated with it. So if you deleted it, then you're not sorry. But also, in his apology video and in other videos since then, he went on this whole rant about how people are just too sensitive. So if you're saying that in the same breath as I'm sorry that I acted this way, then you're not sorry, because you do not get to blame the people that were hurt by your actions. I mean, like, well, it's your fault that this hurt you. You shouldn't have been too sensitive. No, Dean, you shouldn't have acted like a piece of shit. You shouldn't have done that. And I'm not sorry for saying that. You shouldn't have done that. And you need to apologize for that without making any excuses, without deleting that apology, without blaming other people. You just need to say, I was wrong and I'm sorry and this hurt people and this is what I'm going to do moving forward to prevent that from happening and to try to make whatever amends I can. But did he do that? No, or at least I could not find it when I searched. So, if I can't find it, other people cannot find it either. So there's that. Then, now I'm going to go into a bit of Marissa's saying that how can we judge a woman in 2022 by who she's married to? So first of all, Marissa is a public figure. She is a YouTuber just like me. When you choose to be a public figure, then the people you associate with, especially people you closely associate with, someone you choose to marry, someone you choose to be in a romantic relationship with, someone you choose to be your best friend, those people are a direct reflection of the kind of behavior you can tolerate and the kind of behavior you cosign. So yes, that is related to your content, because that is a choice. You are choosing to be with this person. Not only that, but you are choosing to not come out and say blackface is wrong. Making fun of Gabby Petito and other victims of DV is wrong. I do not stand by those actions. If you're not saying that, then it's safe for people to assume you're co-signing that behavior and you don't think it's important enough to address on your channel. Because guess what? The people you surround yourself with are a reflection of you. It is different if it's your parent doing this, if it's your sibling doing this, because you cannot choose your family, but you do choose who you marry. Another thing I want to talk about, though, is how white feminism is very harmful to marginalized people, especially women of color, especially black women, because Marissa likes to talk about mommy vloggers and defend them against misogyny when her own husband is causing harm to marginalized populations. That's directly related to your work on how mommy vloggers face misogyny. And this isn't a case of whataboutism, because this is something directly related to your life, someone you're choosing to be married to. You really need to go out and say, this is a problem and I'm not okay with it. Does it mean you have to divorce him? No. I mean, if I was in that situation, I would, but I'm not in that situation. But you at least have to not just publicly address it and be like, well, we're two separate people, but directly address the specific issues, the specific instances of harm he caused, and how you don't stand by that and you would not do that. But instead, you just put out a blanket statement because you didn't want to deal with it. You didn't want to rock the boat of your marriage. And that's fine, but people are going to keep bringing it up because I don't feel safe going to her channel, because I feel like if she's married to this person and she's not saying anything, then she probably holds a lot of the same beliefs, or at least doesn't see this behavior as the big problem that it is. I know it's not the same thing as what APOC does. I've never seen APOC do blackface. Blackface is violence. I'm not going to really go into the history here because that would take a while, but please research it on your own time, because it is not just a silly little joke. It is part of a history of white supremacist violence. So that's disgusting that anybody would do that. And it is disgusting that anybody would defend it or try to justify it, saying, oh, well, he stopped drinking, so he doesn't do that anymore. It's great that he's stopped drinking, and it's also great that he doesn't do it anymore, but he's not sorry. I've seen his recent videos. Recently, he made a video about how men on the internet commenting about women should get their estrogen levels checked. That's problematic. First of all, it's toxic masculinity. Second,
YouTube. So I thought I would take a little time out of my busy day and address a couple of people on YouTube of the male variety. The guys that are involved in the mommy vlogger community, in the women's drama community. That's who I'll be addressing in this video. Please go get your estrogen levels checked and ask your doctor to prescribe you injectable testosterone. Thank you.
it marginalizes trans men. Just stop. If you're gonna act like that and then wonder why people are gonna call you out, sorry, but that's what's gonna happen because it's really vile behavior. And I mean, to be fair, that's not as vile as his old content, but it shows that he's still the same person. He still doesn't care who he hurts, and he thinks he could just call everything a joke or trolling, and as long as he slaps that label on it, it's fine. He's just a troll. Trolls will be trolls. Well, no, they won't. Trolls will be held accountable just like anybody else. And I just think Marissa trying to frame this as like this is an instance of misogyny. It's not, because you're choosing to be with this person. Not only that, but you're choosing to defend him. You're choosing to look the other way and be like, oh, he's not like that. But if he's not like that, why did he do that? I'm not like that, so guess what? I would never do that. And if for some reason I did, I would sure as hell apologize. I would keep that apology up to show people that I'm still sorry and I still see it as a serious issue, and I would try my best to try to make amends in whatever way, to try to learn and educate myself on the issues of racism or whatever. If I hurt any marginalized group, I would try to educate myself as best I could on how to not do that. But that isn't what Hack of all trades did. Instead, he's just like, I'm like a phoenix and I rise from the ashes. No, go back down to where you were, because you still have things to learn. And then Not Another Housewife wants to try to distance herself from this without actually addressing the issue, which, if you're going to be a public figure, people are going to keep hounding you about this because it's a real issue. And if you don't see it as a real issue, that says a lot about you. The behavior you can co-sign and stand behind says something about your character. Even if you're not directly engaging in that behavior, you're saying, it's okay, I'm fine with this behavior. This is a behavior I'm willing to tolerate. And if that's the case, that's fine, but people are gonna have stuff to say about that because it's a big issue. And you don't have to see it that way, but other people will, and it's their prerogative to call you out on it. Of course, it's your prerogative to ignore it or to think that you're somehow immune from this situation, but people are going to keep doing this because of how serious of an issue this is, and because he's continuing to do this even though he's so over, which I'm glad he is, but he's continuing to cause harm. And he also hasn't taken accountability in a meaningful way. Just saying the words, "I'm sorry," isn't taking accountability, especially if then you go and delete those words. So yeah, that's the end of this video. If you learned something or if it resonated with you, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you have not already and you would like to see more of my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye.